Hey guys, my name is Black Vice. This is my first YouTube video. I just wanted to put something quick together showing some of the neat things you can do by transforming a kind of typical sound like a kick drum into lots of other different things. Sometimes I like to do stuff like this just to kind of put you in that experimental mindset without having that kind of, that pressure when you're in kind of the track creation mode. It kind of allows me, I think, to create without fear, which sometimes, you can trip yourself out by second guessing your decisions. So I just tend to go with it when I do this. So this is just a kick drum that I made at an earlier date, just a 1-bar loop. Nothing too crazy. So I'm just going to start out by creating another audio track and copying that down. And whoops, let's get rid of this. So if we just solo that, I'm going to start by warping this and putting it into texture mode, which kind of gives it a bit of a trippy sound. And let's just loop it at a random spot. How about here? Make it a bit bigger. It's kind of cool. Just don't worry too much about those clips, or clicks rather. So I'm just gonna put some random pitch transposition. In this video I'm not gonna explain too much, describe too much the functions of the individual things I apply. More so, this is just for kind of showing you like the workflow. There's tons of tutorials describing like, really specific things pertaining to like warping or the function of a filter or whatever. So anyway, so we got that. Kind of cool. Let's just high pass it and apply a reverb. I'm gonna use mostly Ableton plugins for this. So increase the dry wet, wash it out a bit, and let's add an auto filter. Oops. Set it to bandpass, give it a little bit of modulation, slow. Let's add an erosion just to dirty it up a little bit. If you set that to wide noise, increase the width and the amount, just subtly. Oh, it's kind of cool. Let's add a glue compressor and add a bit of sidechain compression. I'm creating kind of a drone with this particular sound. Just high passing the sidechain input of the kick drum. So let's unsolo that. Let's make that not go so low. And let's increase the output. Kind of cool. Okay, so let's create a MIDI track now. And I'm going to drag the audio to that, which by default will make a simpler. And if you right click the simpler, you can transform that into a sampler. I think you have to have Ableton Live Suite to do that. I don't know if the regular one comes with sampler. I don't think it does. Anyway, so let's just solo that. Just gonna hit my MIDI keyboard. Let's loop it and pitch it up a bunch. And let's go into the pitch os tab and add some FM, switch the type to noise. Kind of gives it a percussive-y, hi-hatty type feel. I'm gonna high pass that. I'm gonna let's add an arpeggiator. I'm just hitting a random bunch of keys, 2 keys on my MIDI controller. So nothing crazy. Let's record that in. Okay, just gonna quantize that. And whoops, increase that. Let's unsolo it. this adds kind of a cool stereo spread a bit, as well as dirtying it up a bit. Hear that? Just turn the drive down a little bit. I'm going to copy that sidechain from the glue compressor just to get it pumping a bit as well. Okay, let's create another MIDI track and do the same thing or a similar thing, and copy the kick drum down. This time I'm going to keep it a simpler, keep it pitched up relatively high, set looping on, and I'm going to turn the length really low. And what happens is when you loop it at a low enough length, you start to get a discernible pitch. Just tapping down on the directional arrows, which will do it in finer increments than I could do with the mouse. Well, I'd probably just fuck it up. It's kind of cool. So a neat thing I like to do sometimes is take loops. So like, let's see. Let's just grab any loop. It doesn't really matter. That won't work. And without even, I'm not going to use the loop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extract the groove. And what that's going to do is going to create a MIDI clip in the groove pool, which is just going to have the rough timing of the clip. So I don't actually need that. I'm going to take that and drag it onto this new sampler. And let's pitch it up. And let's add a saturator. Just to, I'm going to add like, yeah, that won't do anything. Well, let's see how it all sounds. So it's kind of conflicting now with that one, but if we add a chord, MIDI chord plugin, let's just randomly pick a preset, fifth. And let's add an arpeggiator to that. We need to put it in and increase the gate. And I'm not looking for anything necessarily tonal. It's kind of going for a more kind of dissonant sound. If we add this cool plugin that Ableton has, I don't think a lot of people actually use, called Corpus. It can kind of give you pipe's kind of cool. And I have this 16th channel set, a return channel set to a 16th. This is just an H delay, it's a Waves plugin, but a simple delay would serve a similar function. This one just has some cool modulation parameters built in. So let's turn that up. And let's see how it sounds. Anyway, you guys get it. That's just messing around, just kind of not thinking too much about what you're doing, just following whatever inspires you and experimenting, and oftentimes that will kind of lead to some cool happy accidents that maybe you could clean up after the fact and integrate into something you're working on. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, just hit me up, let me know. Otherwise, please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my music on the other, typical music platforms, SoundCloud, Facebook stuff. I actually just put up a new free track recently, Techno track. So yeah, cool. Thanks guys. Take care. Bye.